we've got another replay here with CM Storm Polt spawning as your blue Terran in the top right. And we've got Quantic Hyun spawning in the bottom left as your red Zerg. So both these players are both from Korea, and I don't think they really need an introduction, but if you don't know, Polt is one of the better English-speaking Koreans on the pro scene. A lot of people like Polt because his English, he's able to express himself much better than most of the other Koreans. He always attempts to use English in interviews, especially when he's playing abroad. So a lot of people like him for that. Hyun, on the other hand, is just a really, really good Zerg. He just won DreamHack, so he's coming along very well. So I don't know what Polt and Hyun, I don't know what they're going to be doing here. It looks like Polt is going standard. He's going to go into Max Game, Supply Depot first. Hyun is opting for, well, not sure what he's going to be doing. He's at 14 drones right now. He hasn't built his spawning pool, so there's no 10 pool or anything strange like that. Also no extractor. So he might be going hatchery first. Doesn't seem to be any cheese going on. Hyun's going to be sending a drone over to the top right to spawn out his opponent, see what he's doing. Polt is opening up with a barracks and refinery. So maybe with the refinery, well, he's putting 3 guys in the gas, so he might be going for Hellion Harass. Maybe wants to take up the starport right away. Maybe he's just going to build some Reapers to go and harass Hyun. Hyun's opening up with a expansion hatchery. He's just put down the spawning pool at 16 drones. So they're both going, well, let's see. Yep. Polt's going for the Reaper harass, it looks like, and he's upgrading to an orbital. He's still got 3 guys on gas. Not sure if Hyun was able to spot that. Hyun is sending his drone back. Maybe he'll open up with a 3rd hatch, but he knows that there's going to be a lot of harass, so maybe he'll build roaches. There's a lot of options. He still hasn't built a queen, so there's no creep spread, and if the Reaper comes, Zerglings are not very good against Reapers, especially without Zergling speed. And as a reminder, Hyun still has not created an extractor, so it's going to be very difficult for him to have map control, especially without Zergling speed, and especially with Polt pressuring with Reapers. So Polt's putting down his 2nd CC onto the low ground. Still got 3 guys on gas, so he's going to be going for something more gas heavy. His first Reaper comes into Hyun's main and notices there's no queen. The Lings just popped out, but like I said before, they're not very good against Reapers. The Reaper's just going to constantly micro back and forth, as he's doing right now. Reaper takes 2 hits, but he's still poking around. I think the Queen's going to be popping out soon, so that's going to help with the harass for Hyun. One Zergling goes down. The Reaper's still poking around, poking at some drones. He's going to hop away down into the expansion. The 2nd Queen is also going to make harassing the expansion very difficult for Hyun. Very difficult for Polt, rather. So he's going to be pulling away. His 2nd Reaper's coming in. Not sure what he's going to do with it. So Hyun is moving into the main of Polt to see what's building. The factory just finished. Looks like he's going to drop down into the reactor. 99% chance he's going to be building mass Hellions for map control. So let's see what pops up here right away. Well, actually, the Zerglings killed an SCV at the expansion. He's got 2 Hellions popping out of the factory. So the 2 Reapers are heading back to base to finish off these Zerglings, and he's going to split up the Reapers intelligently to get both. So that's a nice move by Polt. You never know, a Zergling can make a lot of difference. If you don't get rid of both, maybe one goes away, can scout later, maybe one will burrow in an expansion, you have to waste a scan later. So that's a smart move by Polt by splitting up those Reapers. And he's starting to build up a supply depot wall down at his expansion ramp. Hyun's getting his 3rd underway. And looks like a couple Reapers, a couple Hellions are going to try and come here and harass. The Queen's had about half life, so he's got to be careful there. Expanding with creep tumors, but he's going to be able to hold off this little offensive at bay. Reapers are healing up. Third supply depot is going down for Polt. He's got a Viking on the way, so it looks like he wants to pop some Overlords. That's never a bad idea if you can get the Viking out. They're about 275 resources altogether, so if you pop 3 Overlords, the Viking will have paid for itself. The third is under attack. It's got 4 Hellions and 2 Reapers shooting down on it. The Queens don't have enough creep spread to get to it quickly. They're going to be able to get there, but Hyun's got to be careful. Doesn't know what Polt has in store. If Polt comes in here with 10 Hellions, those Queens could be under a lot of pressure. Now he's still firing on the hatchery, and the hatchery's under half life right now, so he's actually done quite a bit of damage. And watch out for this Queen. Okay, well, there goes the restoration on it, but it's the transfuse. Polt's gonna get away from here. There's no point in fighting 4 Queens. He's not gonna win that, but maybe he can go into the main here. Oh, it looks like Hyun's overextended himself. He's built 2 evolution chambers of Roach Warren, and he's building even more evolution chambers to try and block this attack, but the Hellions are heading in there, and he's roasting all the Zerglings. Now the drones are lining up, trying to poke at the Hellions and Reapers, but that's not working. Look how many drones are dead. The Hellions are going into the main base. Oh my gosh, he's lost 22 units, over 1,000 minerals worth of units. Oh, and Hyun's just feasting on drones. All the Hellions are all red, but it doesn't matter. He's done so much damage already. Oh, 41 drones. 39 drones right now to 44 SCVs. Polt has done an amazing amount of damage. Look, 1,600 minerals worth of damage. And he's still poking around. The 4 Queens are the only defense. And he's still got 2 Hellions and a Reaper. And in the main base, he's still mining up. He's building mines and a large bioforce. Still, he's destroying drones, even with only 2 Hellions left. He's got 1 Reaper left, and finally he's finished. That Reaper blew up valiantly. But look at the lost resources. 1961 compared to 850. So Hyun's in a lot of trouble. He's building up a Baneling's nest, but he doesn't have a lot of Zerglings, and a lot of drones went out. So not sure what he's going to do there. Doesn't have a lot of things going on now. He's not building a lot of units. He's only building a drone. He doesn't have, like I said before, he doesn't have any Zerglings, or he's not building a lot of Zerglings either. He's getting +1 Carapace, so he'll be ahead in upgrades, but with no units, or just with 4 roaches. That's not much of an upgrade. And now we've got a little mini drop up here with 4 mines and 3 marauders, 2 marines. Polt's going to be heading in here. He's got a lot of the creep tumor spread, so I don't know if Polt's going to be scanning. But remember, this hatchery was taken down to half life already by those mass Hellions and Reapers. The drones are being pulled off the line. The mines took out a couple of the drones. Would be better for the mines that hit the roaches, I think. But there's one. No kills on this mine. But he's already taken out the hatchery, so he's already done what he needs to do. So Polt's going to be macroing up. He's taking his 3rd. He's building a lot of reactors on these barracks, so Hyun's got to stop this push. Hyun's going for his 4th hatchery, but doesn't have a lot of units. Well, actually, his 3rd hatchery, because his 3rd was destroyed. And there's still a mine up here with 3 kills, so if he doesn't get an Overseer or a Spore Crawler... Okay, he's morphing up into an Overseer. Okay, good. Otherwise, he'd be losing a lot more units, but he's walking away. I don't know if he's going to remember this Widow Mines here, because it's going to activate. It's going to activate the next time it has a chance. Okay, the Overseer is being pulled up. Oh, is the cooldown almost down? No, the roaches get it. Okay. The Viking has 5 kills, so this Viking is totally paid for itself. So he's going to go for its 6th kill. I don't know if this is going to encourage Hyun to get Overlord speed, but right now he's hurting for resources. He's hurting for units. You look at the supply, he's got a 30 supply deficit. That's a lot of units that he doesn't have. He's got 11 roaches, but 5 marauders, and the marauders and the marines are coming in here to destroy the 3rd hatchery again. Picks up and lifts away, puts on the boost. The Medivacs are going away. He's got lots of things, and there's lots of marines back in Polt's base. He's got a 40 supply lead. So even though Hyun has his third base, it's not really operating. There's no drones there. This fourth base is a few, but it's not saturated. And you also have to remember the Terrans do have mules. So this Viking has 6 skills. The streak's going to end there. Totally worth it. 600 minerals worth of overlords were popped off. And now Polt's built a 50 supply advantage. So this is not looking good. Hyun's going to end up facing a large force of bio and mines. It looks like he's going to be knocking on this 4th hatchery, and there's only a few drones here. There's no static defense. There's no queens. And this hatchery is going to be going down. There's nothing that he can do. The drones are in the back. He doesn't have burrows, so they're all going to get picked off. There's a 70 supply advantage, so I think this game is basically over. Polt is not going to lose to Hyun in this game. Hyun's just looking for answers. He's got a few banelings. This is going to be his last stand. Even with perfect hits, and even if all the Marines clump up, I doubt Polt is going to relent. Second level carapace is going to go down. Highly unfortunate. The mine takes out the broodlings, so so the mines don't even have to do a lot of work. Polt's pulling in the Marines, and the roaches and the zerglings are coming in, but there's never the mines. Big mine hit kills all the zergling. There's only one baneling left. Baneling doesn't do a lot. Still a 66 supply advantage. So, and while all that's going on, the top left is getting bombarded. That's finished as well. So it looks like it's three bases to 2. Zerg always wants to be 1 base ahead. Hyun's got no answers for all the drops and all the aggression by Polt. Polt's not letting up. He's coming back down to the bottom left. He's going to recheck to see what's going on here. He scans, cleans up a whole bunch of creep tumors. This queen's going to run away. Unfortunately, running away doesn't help you win the game. Moving into the natural, and there's not a lot of roaches here. There's only a few, and the Marines are storming in with stim. Look at supplies lost, double of Hyun's lost, twice as much as Polt. The banelings are rolling in, doing a lot of damage to these Marines, but the Marauders are soaking up a lot of the hits. But there's still about 100 supply advantage, and the top left is getting taken out at the same time. So once again, all the expansions are getting taken out at the same time. These multi-flank attacks are causing Hyun to spread his forces or clump them up. When he clumps them up, he can't deal with both. 4 Marauders can do a lot of damage to a hatchery. Stims, and then they load up in the medevacs. But it looks like Polt's got this game under wraps. He's still got a 80 supply, 90 supply advantage. He's going to scan to clean up all these tumors. He's going to make his death march into Hyun's base. And Hyun's got no answers. Polt's actually trying to take the force closer to Hyun instead of farther away at this location. Forces the liftoff. No evolution chambers. They were all taken out. The Baneling's nest is under attack, and Hyun is basically 100 supply down, and he's got no answers. The Bioforce is just rolling in here, destroying everything at hand, and the hatcheries at the naturals getting taken down. And I think that's going to be a GG from Hyun. I don't see how he's able to win this one. Polt is just marching in, destroying all the drones. GG. So that was a great game by Polt. Constant aggression. Hyun was upgrading, and his upgrades kept getting taken out. And I guess the key point was when the 4 queens went up to protect the 3rd expansion, the Hellions and Reapers just came down here and they saw a little bit of a hole. And let's see if we can go back and find that moment in time. So it's probably around the 7-minute mark, I'm guessing. 8 minutes. All right, let's take a look. So at this point, he's building a Roach Warren. He's done a lot of significant damage to the 3rd hatchery. This is where he had notices he's pulled out all his queens, and he doesn't have any roaches or hydras. He doesn't have any zerglings, or he has like a few zerglings, but they don't do well against Hellions in tight spaces. And once that evolution chamber goes down, all these zerglings get roasted. It's a zergling barbecue. The drones get pulled off, and drones are even worse than zerglings at dealing with Hellions. So basically, the game was basically lost at this point. The next 10 minutes was just a matter of formality. Hyun valiantly tried to fight back, but Polt kept on the pressure, expanded to his third, kept improving his bio forces, and didn't let Hyun get a step back into the game. So thanks again for watching, and see you next time.